Today's episode is titled Hollywood Insider's CEO Pritan Ambroase, The Importance of Venice Film Festival as the Protector of Cinema. This article and this episode has been written and voiced by myself, Pritan Ambroase. Venice Film Festival and cinema are synonymous with each other. Cinema. I live for cinema. My love, passion, and respect for cinema and Venice Film Festival has compelled me to write this letter. Long live cinema, long live movie theatres, long live Venice Film Festival. To me, there is cinema, and the Venice Film Festival is the celebration of cinema. Cinema and Venice Film Festival are synonymous with each other. Hence my letter will speak on both my passion for cinema and my respect for the Venice Film Festival.
Through my career, certainly in the last 15 years of my career, I just try to find really good scripts.
It's just really nice when you take a chance and you do something and you think it's relevant and you hope it's relevant. And
they are incomplete without each other. The Venice Film Festival has kept cinema at the high level of art it is today. It has curated, protected, and defended cinema for the sake of us all since 1932, making it the oldest film festival, cinema celebrator in the world. I appreciate the Venice Film Festival for being the beginning of such festivals all over the world. Venice is the precursor to Cannes. Without the Venice Film Festival, Cannes Film Festival, and the Academy Awards, etc., we would be drowning in sequels and a complete lack of originality. Films would be made purely for monetary profits, without art or passion ever being considered as one of the primary motivations. Sure, finances are always going to be one of the guiding factors, but art and passion should be equally, if not more, important. For that reason and more, I thank the Venice Film Festival.
Maria Hofstetter. Without her, I could have never made this movie.
And it's almost like I feel he's an artist for this time, because time is accelerated from when we used to take 6 months to make a movie.
I mean, it was a completely different character from anything I've ever done before, but it was also a completely different side of myself.
Italy has long been the land that cultivates art, which includes cinema and fashion. Venice Film Festival combines those two elements into a brilliant show of elegance, glamour, and talent. It has rightfully achieved its status as the most glamorous film festival in the world.
The mission of supporting filmmakers, the core business of the festival.
It's one of my favorite actresses of all time. This woman just glows on screen and everything evaporates around her, and she's gorgeous, she's beautiful, but she's also extremely talented. Marion Cotillard from France. Beautiful, amazing work, amazing actress, but you've got to watch La Vie en Rose to realize what she can do.
I think it's safe to say, because we have seen so many incarnations of this film, we know already that this story has standed the test of time.
Knowing Venice's past with luxury, glamour, and pageantry, this is hardly surprising. The magical city that has gloriously showcased the Carnavale di Venezia, Carnival of Venice, for centuries is definitely the right place for the momentous Venice Film Festival. My passionate affair with the art of cinema began at the age of 5.
I have to say it is my tremendous honor to give the Golden Lion.
And I have to say, I mean, I would be here for 2 hours talking to you about all the things I've learned in this experience.
It is such an honor to be accepting this award on behalf of a film I hold so dear to my heart.
Again, for me to write about my love and respect for the Venice Film Festival, I must write about my passion for cinema. My passionate affair with the art of cinema began at the age of 5. Well, at least that is what I recollect from my earliest memories. I remember sharing with my parents that I wanted to live inside a movie. I was obsessed with cameras and camcorders, loved recording every experience and event. I wanted to look inside these things that always looked at us. I had this belief that people who lived inside a movie were far luckier than I was. For starters, they had a soundtrack to amplify their feelings. I thought that is where they lived, this better earth called cinema. Black and white movies taught the child me about our world before it turned into color.
first and foremost, I'm always looking for good material, something that's interesting.
That is exactly what I thought, that before Technicolor, the world was fully in black and white. I wondered what it was like for my grandparents to live in a monochrome world and what the change must have felt like. That was the level of my reverence for cinema. It was the holy grail for me. It taught me life. I'm sure I'm speaking for a multitude of cinema lovers all over the world when I speak of the following sentiments that this medium of art has blessed me with. For those 2 to 3 hours, from the moment the movie started and the enigmatic studio intro began, the Columbia TriStar, 20th Century Fox, MGM, Disney, Paramount, etc., I was swept off my feet and transported into a world I far preferred, cinema.
Like Meryl, I've wanted to work with Stephen for a long time. I've admired his work.
In terms of my future projects, I would love to do something in Italy. Be it a movie, I want to play Italian in cinema.
The Duchess's story is told through the eyes of Wally, only to emphasize further the point that truth is subjective.
It was, is, and continues to be an affair that would last a lifetime. An affair to be remembered, lived, and loved. For some strange reason, I had begun watching cinema in all languages from a very young age. I hated dub, as it took away the characters' real voices, so I insisted on reading subtitles. Cinema taught me about our world, and the power of that 1-inch barrier ended up erasing all man-made borders for me. That little Pritan could not have asked for a better teacher than the wise cinema.
I'm 52, I weigh 300 pounds, and I've done 10 movies.
I work best when I have to work quickly, when I have to work intuitively, when it's almost like a sport.
What movie traumatized me? Bambi. I think I was around 8 or 9 when I watched Bambi. I was in Japan with my parents.
I learned from the stories in the global movies that we are all alike across all borders. With every new original movie, I was presented a whole new world, over and over again. As I got older and life got a little shaky, I could always enter the black box known as a movie theater or press play on the VHS, then DVD and now streaming, and I would get transported away from my personal shaky world and back into my preferred world, cinema. Cinema became my only constant in an ever-changing world. It taught me how to deal with personal issues that had no answers for. Venice Film Festival is the perfect combination of cinema, glamour, and love. And it is that same love for cinema that turned me into a storyteller.
First and foremost, I am an artist, and my canvases are cinema, media, and humanitarianism.
And the artist in me enjoys being the CEO and editor-in-chief of Hollywood Insider, the media network that combines entertainment, education, and philanthropy, with good values, morals, and ethics being the central guiding compass. Many believe that my entertainment career began with the first film I directed at 19, but that is not entirely correct, as I was much younger when my journey as a storyteller began. I was 7 years old. One of my favorite memories from my childhood is being cuddled up in bed with my parents and sister early in the morning, and they would ask me to orally present one of my scripts to them. As the early sunrise flickered through our windows, I would be in the middle of narrating an exciting story of a film that I had written while away in boarding school.
I think would have to be Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. Every beat was done to perfection.
I was 7 years old then, and I remember those early mornings clearly. I completed my first screenplay at 12 years old. Such was my obsession with cinema and filmmaking that my 18th birthday cake was in the shape of a film camera and clapperboard. I had inherited my dad and my mom's passion for cinema. One of my family's favorite pastimes was to go to the movie theaters together.
The only thing that I know for sure is that cinema is not dead. And there is a lot of films that are still produced everywhere in the world.
From that 7-year-old storyteller whose audience happened to be his mum, dad, and sister, to the Hollywood Insider Media Network and headlining many entertainment projects, it has been quite the journey. In 2017, when I received an official invitation to make appearances at the Venice Film Festival, I was overjoyed. For a man who lived, ate, and slept cinema, this was the mothership calling. I only have the best things to say about the festival and the way it is so brilliantly organized. My collaboration with the Venice Film Festival began in 2017 and will continue on for life. To me, if I were to sum up my experience with the festival, then it would be the perfect combination of cinema, glamour, and love. I truly believe that Hollywood, global cinema, fashion, and arts can unite our world and make it a better place. Venice Film Festival is a prime example of that. It unites us from all corners of our world. Talent has no race, religion, class, sexuality, language, nationality, politics, etc. Despite the global political unrest, Venice Film Festival continues to unite us through cinema.
A pigeon sat on a branch, reflecting on existence by Roy Anderson.
The terrible political climate, unrest and chaos going on around the world is intent on destroying bridges, building walls, and othering. The virus of division has infested many countries. Something like Venice Film Festival, it unites people from all around the world.
As Darren says, there are many readings in this movie and you want to pick up the one that you like the most.
The last 10 days has been both exhilarating and maddening.
There's too many great ones. Martin Scorsese, Clint Eastwood, Meryl Streep. I want to be able to work with them.
Be it Italy, United Kingdom, Japan, Ghana, Nepal, Brazil, Iran, France, USA, South Korea, Australia, etc. As long as you have made quality cinema, no matter where you are from, your talent is sacred. Your cinema is sacred. And you are provided a platform to showcase your cinema to a global audience.
One side of him was, as I said, this businessman who, within the language of that business, did what he had to do.
This is a very special day for me. The first international prize I ever won.
The artists, filmmakers, producers from all over the world and the people watching these movies without any prejudice are also from all over the world. It's only about your talent, and that's what I love about the Venice Film Festival. You look around and there are all skin colors in equal numbers without the need for tokenism. It is refreshing to see so many countries, nationalities, races, ethnicities, skin colors, religions, politics, languages, sexuality, cultures peacefully showcasing their cinema at this festival. Venice Film Festival is the celebration of humanity, art, and unity. It is astounding to see how much greatness we can achieve if we work together as a united team globally.
L'augurio che mi faccio e che vi faccio è che tutti si lascino, come dire, trasportare dalla curiosità.
Again, we are living in an era of mass consumerism, which has directly caused a rise of sequels and prequels, and whatever else you can attach the suffix quel to. Venice, Cannes, Academy Awards, and many others are here to make sure art and originality still matter. Venice Film Festival has an added responsibility for being a gatekeeper for quality cinema, as it signals which films are going to be nominees and winners at the Academy Awards. Films that achieve accolades at Venice most definitely go on to be noticed, nominated, and awarded at the Oscars.
I love how James Cameron has this ability to create this world. Titanic, an escape. Avatar, an escape. I think James Cameron does these world-creating movies so well. Love him.
Qui sont au-delà du langage, au-delà de la couleur de notre peau, au-delà des éducations.
The Academy Awards may be the ultimate goal for many film artists, but the value of Venice Film Festival, Cannes Film Festival, etc. continues to hold strong. Oscars is a day-long event, whereas Venice Film Festival and Cannes Film Festival are at least a week to 10 days long. For that significant period of time, you live, eat, and sleep cinema. You wake up and do the same all over again, and that experience cannot be challenged by the Oscars. Art is the signature of a prosperous civilization. Our modern society's signature is cinema.
He wants, I think Paul's a fan of what an actor does. I think he respects it. And I think he wants you to be responsible for it.
Relationship with technology, I have like my own personal war with it, because I feel like I wish we would have lived in the 90s for a little longer.
A huge moment. There's a moment when you're a kid when you realize that your parents are mere mortals. They're not the superhumans you thought them to be. And then there's another moment where they actually passed away.
I admire the value that Venice Film Festival places on global talent regardless of borders and languages. The democratic nature of showcasing cinema at the festival is key to its success. Oscars, more than often, prioritizes English-speaking cinema and American-British cinema, except the unicorns such as Bong Joon-ho's Parasite, Marion Cotillard, Roberto Benigni, etc.
우리 다송이는 완전 예술가 재질인데.
무슨 편지를 그린 거죠?
자화상이에요.
Additionally, the Venice Film Festival gives equal platform and respect to cinema from all nations and languages, and that has to be respected. Venice is the epitome of talent being borderless. At the Venice Film Festival, all cinema artisans of all nations and languages are sacred, and for that, I thank La Biennale di Venezia. Thank you to the Venice Film Festival for your jewels of diversity, variety, and democracy. Art and cinema is thriving in it and because of it. Remember that one of the best symbols of many great civilizations and their prosperity has been the art they left behind.
Martin Scorsese, everything that he does turns to gold. Everything he does turns into emotions. You want to be a part of his world.
But, you know, the most important thing for filmmaking is persistence, and it's also you offering a story that you yourself think is important and original.
Beyond words. So thank you for celebrating it, and thank you for making it. And
art has always been the signature of prosperous civilizations. This art can be in the form of paintings, sculptures, architecture, writings, inventions, etc. Every prosperous civilization has left behind art to signify their achievements. For our modern society, cinema happens to be one of them. That dark hole, the movie theater, has been witness to many of my integral life experiences, such as family outings, friendly hangouts, romantic dates, intimate liaisons, emotional experiences, laugh riots, escapist adventures, etc. My love for cinema should not be mistaken for a critique of streaming. Streaming is adaptive technology and should be championed. I have seen immense value in streaming and all its various platforms such as Netflix, Disney+, HBO Max, etc. The positives brought by streaming is worthwhile, but streaming cannot and will not replace movie theaters. And that magical auditorium called movie theater is the one and only true partner of cinema. The experience of watching cinema in a movie theater, or as I like to call it, cinema house, is unparalleled and can never be replaced. We human beings are social creatures. We believe in the power of community. Watching a film in a dark theater with complete strangers, a community of cinema lovers, has a beauty to it. It's profound. The whole act of movie watching. For those 2 to 3 hours, we are collectively transported. We gasp together. We laugh together. We cry together. We feel together. We react together. We applaud cinema together. A whole gamut of emotions being shared with complete strangers. And that collective viewership holds power. We experience the magic together. Streaming can never replace that. As humans, we tend to be scared of the dark, and we'll rarely step into a dark alleyway, but just in the name of cinema, for the sake of cinema, we go past all of our human instincts. We have all heard of the negative chatter regarding the end of movie theaters and cinema houses, and I simply refuse to agree. It is blasphemous. Cinema is more than just a form of entertainment. It is an integral part of society. I continue to be highly impressed with the Venice Film Festival, and it really reinforced my faith in humanity. I love the world uniting, be it for cinema, art, fashion, sport, etc., and hopefully someday for politics. Please keep us going full speed. Please keep cinema going for always and forever. Long live cinema, long live movie theaters, long live Venice Film Festival.